Hi guys, today is the 14th of August 2019 at 53 minutes past 1 in the afternoon over here in the UK. Now I'm just going to go through 4 reports very quickly, and then I'm going to compare them to 2 places in the iPet Goat 2 video, and that's it. We'll wait for August 15th and see if anything happens. So you guys will probably have heard about the Russian rocket explosion that's caused a radiation spike around the White Sea in Russia. There's a lot of secrecy going on. A town was supposed to be evacuated, and then it wasn't evacuated. There's rumors that the device, the nuclear reactor that they were using to try and create this new type of rocket, is actually in the water, and therefore if it's in the water, we're going to have the possibility of, you know, contamination drifting far and wide, you know, right across the Atlantic. Radiation may be picked up in the United States, in the UK within the next couple of days, and I think that will be something we need to watch out for. Second report, markets are slumping. We are having warnings of entering into recession. For the last week, we've seen the stock market plunging ever since Donald Trump increased the sanctions on China, and China retaliated by lowering the value of the yuan, as well as, you know, everything else that's been going on with the farmers and the soybeans and all that kind of stuff. So the stock market is starting to have that dip that we were looking for. The market's plunging, and obviously we're in August, so it's significant. China, they are flaunting their military. Obviously they've already sent their military into the areas around Hong Kong. Now they're producing videos which show how the People's Liberation Army would work in association with these protesters in Hong Kong. So I'm just going to play a little bit of this video. Don't freeze, just play. Sorry, I'll try and sort this. So there you can see row after row after row of Chinese military vehicles entering into the areas around Hong Kong, basically preparing to send the People's Liberation Army into Hong Kong to deal with these protests. Obviously a major sign of things escalating was the Hong Kong airport being shut down. As I said, I don't know whether that was really by the protesters or whether that was orchestrated by the government in order for them to, you know, then bring in their military to deal with the protesters. But either way, it looks like August 15th is gonna be the day that they move in. Today we're on August the 14th, so we've only got one more day to watch and see if any of that happens. And at the same time, tropical storm or Typhoon Krosa will be hitting Japan, as discussed in previous videos, and you can see that just in this video here. Well, you should be able to. Give me 1 second. So it's just an animation, but it shows the typhoon moving towards Japan, which is just here. So that is going to be making landfall on the 15th. Now, in relation to how all those things connect to the iPet Goat 2 video, as I said, 2 scenes, I think. I was a bit slow, so I have to go back a little bit. The first word in the boy's eyes, gone again, but it ends with N-I-U-M, so that could be uranium, it could be plutonium, but I think it's uranium. So if that's the case, then that may be the situation with Russia that we're seeing at the moment. The radiation, the explosion, them saying it's, you know, as bad as Chernobyl, for example, which was, you know, the last major nuclear disaster we had, apart from the meltdown of the Fukushima power plant in Japan after the earthquake and tsunami. The next words in the boy's eyes are markets plunge. Clearly that's happening now, being talked of going into recession stage, which is obviously going to increase the sell-off in the market, therefore accelerating the plunge. And then we have war coverage, which follows after. Now the 13th passed and we didn't see anything. That was one of the interpretations that I had from the one missile that comes out of these 3 planes, and the 3 planes, 1 and 3, 13. But the other interpretation is 1 missile and 5 missiles in return, which is 15, which is tomorrow. So I'll be looking out for all of these events culminating This situation that we have on screen at the moment, I believe, would be between the United States, Israel, and Iran. But at the same time, over in the Middle East, we may have, sorry, not Middle East, over in the Far East, we may have another thing for 1-5 or 1-1-2-3-4-5. Even when the fireworks come up, one party favor, 5 fireworks, 3 times repeated. Possible reference to the number 15. We're in August, which is said backwards by George Bush in the beginning of the video. And we also have the reference to the tanks, China, Tiananmen Square, the last protest, Hong Kong, China sending in their tanks now. We also have the swirling pattern, which resembles typhoon or hurricane on the skeleton's chin, with the possible reference to 15 shown again here. So with typhoon or tropical storm Krosa hitting Japan, which is in the Far East region, Far East Asia region, it may be that yes, tomorrow China sends their tanks into Hong Kong. Yes, tomorrow the typhoon hits Japan. Yes, tomorrow something happens to Donald Trump. Yes, tomorrow Israel and Iran go against each other in war. Yes, tomorrow the markets plunge even more. Yes, tomorrow we find out more about this uranium accident with Russia. So tomorrow, keep my eyes open and see what happens. I really hope and pray that nothing does happen, but you guys have to agree that there are a lot of possible connections to this video that are unfolding in this month, and coming up to the 15th we have a number of events that may kick off on the 15th, in which case they definitely connect to this video. If things like that do begin to transpire tomorrow, of course I'll update you if it's possible for me to do so. If not, I will let you guys you know, just pray and be watchful as we're told to in the Bible. You guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and may the Heavenly Father bless you.